Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is our destination to start off the late nightcap here for the first round of SFLm tournament action. These two sides are on the wrong side of the bracket, which means loser goes home tonight, but both teams looking to make a statement after tough losses last week. Bossier held Chicago to 6 points, and then furthermore, the Philadelphia Cougars, their opponent tonight, the home side, only lost by 7 against Albuquerque. Brandon Walters is my analyst tonight. Brandon, this is a team that, Bossier is a team that you have a lot of familiarity with. How are you feeling about this matchup tonight?
I think it's going to be a great matchup here in the city of brotherly love tonight, Jacob. Bossier City, you might look at them, see their record, see the fact that they're the 8 seed and discount them, but I'm telling you right now, that is a big mistake. This team is coming to play tonight, and I think there might be a real chance of an upset here against Philadelphia.
It would be a huge shock if Philadelphia were to leave the competition tonight having finished as the 4 seed, but Bossier also on the fringe after they struggled through the regular season, but again, as we mentioned, looked very good last week. A valiant effort against the Chicago Warriors. Kickoff here from the Steamers to get things underway. The home team will have the honours. Return from the foot of the end zone up to just before the 25, and that's where we'll see Kenny Slider bring out this Philadelphia offense along with Brandon Brennanstall, the tailback, King Alexander, Benchard Kay, and Ryan Davis. The wideouts, Daisy Peace, that talented tight end, along with Kristen Swifty and Lucas Walters on the offensive line. This is a very talented Philadelphia offense. Slider will start with all 3 wideouts here. Toss to Brennanstall, left-hand side's got room. Stiff arm, he'll pick up a first and then some. Brandon Brennanstall, call it a 20-yard run. What a start.
Yeah, hot start so far for Brandon Brennanstall. He had what some might call a breakout game last week against Albuquerque. 29 attempts for 152 yards and a touchdown. So I would not at all be surprised if Philadelphia tries to lean on him again here tonight against Bossier City.
Saw a couple of Houston textures there. That's normally a mistake, but that could also be Chris Britton, the one of the owners here for Philadelphia, who recently signed for the Headhunters. And a brilliant start for his offense. 3 wide again. This time Slider will throw to the outside. That's incomplete, in and out of the hands of the wideout Benchard Kay.
Bit of a poor drop for Kay there, but Kenny Slider so far this season has been doing a really good job of spreading the ball around to all of his weapons, and he's got plenty of them. King Alexander, Kay, Ryan Davis, and Daisy Peace as pass catchers, and 2 guards on his offensive line to make sure that he gets plenty of time to throw the ball.
4 wide for Slider. Brennanstall is the back, tried the battering ram style run up the middle, only gets 1.
Yeah, Zach Benjamin there on the tackle. He's been a very key piece to this Bossier City defense so far this entire season, especially in the run game. So if Brennanstall and Benjamin continue to fight like this, I'm expecting it to be a dynamite matchup all night long.
Benjamin along with Lucas Gilbert stars in this Bossier linebacking core. 3rd down for Slider. He's got a clean pocket that he's going to dance around in. Looks deep downfield. It's picked. What a play by Bossier defensively.
A great diving interception there from Bossier City. I mean, Kenny Slider had tons of time to throw that ball in the pocket there. Plenty of great protection from his offensive lineman, and just a great athletic play there. The extension to dive out for that and just pick it off there. That's a big momentum swing to start out here for Bossier City.
It's a huge start for the road team. And now Iman Kopak will come out to start Bossier's drive in good field position. Handoff to the tailback. That's Bismarck Wright, who had an impressive afternoon in the loss to Chicago. Only gets 1 on that carry.
Bossier City's got 2 pretty decent running backs here. Bismarck Wright obviously gets the lion's share of the carries, but they've also got Rain Storm in that backfield too. So depending on how the game goes tonight, we might see either one of them kind of pick up the majority of the carries here.
Spread wideouts for Kopech. Drops back. It's going to go across the middle. That's caught by Bubba Tree, the lead wideout for this unit, and that's a first down.
Bubba Tree is the key piece to this receiving core and this entire passing attack. And Mike Kopech is going to be looking for him all night long, and based on that so far, it looks like Tree might be open for business tonight.
The rest of that offense, Rainstorm, the fullback, was involved last week. Nick Twice and Alisai Terra, the other wideouts. Adam Grabowski, the tight end, also had a really good game, and one of the lead offensive linemen in this draft class, Olen Thump, at the left tackle position. Pro set for Kopech. Drops back, he's got a good pocket. They're wide open, they blitzed, and it will be a walk-on touchdown for Nick Twice. He had no one in front of him, and a poor mistake. Whoever called that audible needs to be fired. That was a shocker. That penalty will be wiped off, and Bossier are going to get the first points on the road.
And that is a quick start there. I think Philly saw the double tailback set there and just decided they wanted to send the entire house, really send a statement message to start this game off. But credit to Bossier City for passing there. Kopech staying cool under a lot of pressure and gets that ball out really quickly. And Bossier City's on top here. That is certainly probably not what most people would have expected.
Extra point up and good from Zach Theo, his second game in the SFLm, and that was a quick drive for Bossier to open up proceedings tonight.
And I'm wondering if Philadelphia, now that they get the ball back again, if they're going to try and lean on Brennan Stahl a little bit more to kind of settle into this game. I think Philadelphia's best game plan here is to probably try and tire out Bossier City's defense. Give them a nice dose of Brennan Stahl here to start the game, and then Kenny Slider can kind of spread the ball around as the game develops, as Bossier City's defense gets a little bit more tired.
Philadelphia looking to recover from the opening turnover. And that's a good return up to the 35. Nice return. In fact, trying to catch who's on return duties for the Cougars. That's Ryan Davis, the lead wide out for this unit. He, a two-way player from Sioux Falls previously. And we'll see what Kenny Slider produces on this drive. Brandon Brennanstall had an excellent run to start the drive. Wonder if he's able to get more traction on this possession.
He had a very good first run on that left side outside. Up the middle, he was a little bit more contained, so I want to see them try and go outside again here.
Slider looks across. That's a good throw and catch. And they'll get a first down out of it. That's Ryan Davis.
Yeah, credit to Ryan Davis there. That's a tough catch. Getting thrown into a bit of traffic there from the Bossier City defense. So good hands there to hang on to that one after taking a pretty big hit there.
Two straight good plays to open a Philadelphia drive. We'll go to a bunch set. 3 wide to Slider's right. Slider. Brennan Stahl was open. He goes downfield. Oh, Ryan Davis tried to take it off the helmet. And it falls incomplete. Good coverage in the end to force the play from going dead. That was Ronnie Shanahan Jr., the lead strong safety.
Yeah, great coverage from Ronnie Shanahan Jr. there. Be able to get across, track across quickly to that one and just deflect it, because otherwise, if he doesn't get there, that's probably a touchdown.
Delayed handoff goes to Brennan Stahl. That's a good carry. And we'll pick up 6. The rest of that defense for Bossier. May Carter, Oliver Ridge make up the line. We've mentioned Lucas Gilbert and Zach Benjamin. Kane Magic is the lone corner, and Ronnie Shanahan Jr., the lone safety. Not a lot of depth in that defensive backfield, but they already have one turnover on Slider so far. Third down here. Man in motion is Ryan Davis. Slider. Clean pocket. Great pocket for Slider. Try to fake it, and he's going to cop the sack. Not sure what he was waiting for going downfield. And Oliver Ridge says thank you very much.
Bossier City with a really tight defensive coverage downfield there. Slider moving around in the pocket, trying to keep his eyes downfield there. Doesn't see anything, then tries to pivot back across the field to Brennanstall for the dump off, but tries to pull it back at the last second, probably rightly thinking that it's a dangerous throw to make there, and ends up eating a sack. And Bossier City with their second stop already tonight.
And Kristen Swifty set a great block, and he had plenty of time to throw that, and then the pump fake ended up being his biggest downfall. That punt caught at the 24-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your play today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Here come Bossier, looking to add on to their lead earlier in this game. Handoff. Short side is going to pick up a few. That's the lead tailback in Bismarck Wright.
Bossier City really loves that split back set there. And I see why, because it gives them so many options, really. You've got Wright and Storm who can both run the ball, or you can go with a pass and get them both out of the backfield on routes.
Handoff again, that's Rain Storm, the fullback, and he will pick up a good first down carry. Call it about 8 or 9. And Brandon, he was really good last week against Chicago.
He's been really good the last couple of weeks, Jacob. And I like that run there, quickly getting to the outside, turning the corner, Rainstorm, and then at that point, you're basically working with free yards, able to get that first down marker pretty easily there. I'm wondering if they're going to lean on Wright or Storm more, because they're seeing pretty equal carries so far tonight, but Wright has typically gotten the lion's share of the carries in this backfield.
6 carries last week, but he averaged 7 per carry. Kopech's going to roll out to his left, caught across his body. That's nice. Good conversion across field. And Alice Itera is going to get her first catch.
And the vision from Kopech there to see Itera down the field in that zone is really great. And then the touch to get it just over the linebacker. And Itera, credit, she's got great hands there. Good catch, holds on through a big hit there. And we're at midfield now. Bossier City's been on the move so far tonight.
I mean, this is a guy who hasn't been around very long, but he looks very comfortable on this field, on the road, in an elimination game. He looks very cool, calm, and collected. Kopech's going to hand it off here to Bismarck Wright. That will pick up a gain of about 3. We'll introduce you to that Philadelphia defense. Pete Fedor on the line, along with Emmanuel Petrilla, Louis Putana, Morgan Brown, and Dusty Killebrew are the linebackers. Havo Ramsey, Luke Schreiner are the corners, and those safeties, Justin Andaluz and Joaquin Lopez, have been absolute standouts for Philly this season. Split backfield. Kopech's going to roll out again. This was successful last time. Hits a man downfield. Well done. Picking up a first. Nick twice.
Luis Quintana has to be frustrated there. You saw him in the middle of the field there with the blue sleeves, stretching, trying to reach that pass from Kopech, and he's just barely out of reach. His fingertips almost there. But another good pass from Kopech. He's been doing really well so far tonight. And this Philly defense has not really had any answers to what Bossier City's been doing so far.
Pro set, offset, eye. Move Bubba Tree in motion to the left, or the left rather. Hand off, Bismarck Wright's going to get some room to go. And off, racing inside towards the 10 was Rain Storm. Second good carry, and Havo Ramsey is down. This could be huge for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and you never want to see that, but especially when you're talking about one half of this corner duo that the Cougars have with Ramsey and Schreiner, that could open up some opportunities in the passing game for Bossier City, but I'm sure everyone in Philadelphia will be hoping that Havo Ramsey can make a very swift return to the field.
2 tackles last week against the Adams, but the biggest part of this Philadelphia team is their defensive depth, and they've taken a chink to it now here early in this contest. Handoff, that's back to the lead back. in Bismarck, right? And only gets a couple. And as we mentioned earlier, Rainstorm only had 6 carries last week against Chicago, but he averaged 7 for 41. Already has had 2 really good first down carries in this ball game. Second and 8. Goes back to Bismarck right, and he's going to be jammed up. Good defensive play. Well, it looked like the inside linebacker, Luis Quintana, making up for his earlier error.
Yeah, Rainstorm's first carry that doesn't go for a lot there, and not only not going for a lot, but in fact taking a loss there. Just got stuck up on the interior lineman there. Philadelphia doing a good job to close those running lanes.
3rd and 10. End zone shot here for Kapak. He's going to roll. Incomplete. Good coverage. To bat that one away, he was looking for Grabowski. Couldn't find him.
Grabowski was close on that one, but good coverage there on the Philadelphia side of things here. And I think Bossier City is most likely going to try and kick this decently long field goal here. They've got Zach Theo, so they should be able to nail this, though.
Like Dusty Killebrew on the coverage. The outside linebacker brought over from Denver. And Zach Theo to knock over this field goal attempt is up and good. And that caps off a pretty lengthy 10-play drive that spanned over 3 minutes. Irrespective though, Brandon, this is a 2-score lead on the road against the 4 seed. This is you can't be disappointed with this start.
And they've been doing exactly what I think they really need to, which is try and control time of possession as much as possible. If Bossier City can limit how long Philadelphia has the football, how many drives they get to score here, Bossier City, I think, has a much better chance than if
Ryan
they
Davis
just
has got
give them the
room
ball
here
off.
up to the 40 and then some. Sorry to cut you off. There's a second
No.
really good return from Ryan Davis. And you see, not only does he provide talent to their receiving core, but he's also excellent on special teams, which is how he was used in Sioux Falls this past season.
And special teams is always such a key part of the game here. When you get that kind of extra field position on your return, it really just starts you off. It supercharges your offense in such a way that I think most people don't really notice it. But if you look at how drives start when they get good returns to start off with, it tends to be a very positive effect.
Slider. I'm going to get something going here. Oh, what a catch. Took a heap of contact in order to bring that one in. And he gets a first.
Yeah, that was an absolute shot coming over the middle there from the safety, but good hands to hang on to that one. Man.
Belted. He'll be feeling that one tomorrow morning. No doubt.
Probably the next week, too.
You're probably right. He might need to book a couple of physio sessions. Toss play, Brennan Stall outside. This is what was working. Brennan Stall to the left-hand side inside the 20 and runs out of bounds. Not long after that, pressured out by Ronnie Shanahan Jr. But Brandon, that's got to be the recipe for success now.
Brennan Stall is absolutely staking a claim on that left outside of the field there by the sideline. Bossier City really needs to try and get some contain out there. That's what your defensive coordinators and your coaches tell you all the time. When you're trying to defend the run, one of the most important things to do is to get the contain. Get out to the sidelines, funnel them inside where you have more help to try and tackle. But if Brandon Brennanstall is going to be sitting out on the sidelines getting big chunk plays this entire game, it might be pretty rough for Bossier City's run defense. Their linebackers especially are going to be getting really tired.
Slider now from the 18. He's got a clean pocket. Waited for a while. Tipped away. That was dangerous. Forced in and out of the hands of one of the defenders for Bossier. And just want to take a moment to talk about Havo Ramsey, who we saw went into the medical tent. Understood that he's had some injury issues this season in the SFLm, but I trust that it won't affect his draft stock at all. We've already seen the talent that he brings on the SFL field. Hope to see him back soon in this contest. Brennan Stall, left-hand side. Ooh. Stiff arm from Brennan Stall. Oh. And this juke. What a move. Touchdown. He's on the board.
Talk about loving that left side. Brendan Brenstall gives a stiff arm to Zach Benjamin on that outside there to break it off for what he was about to be tackled for, either a loss or very, very little gain there, but the big stiff arm. And then I think he was actually expecting to have to truck there, but
He was
a little bit of a
going for a truck, and then the defender said, "No thanks, I don't want anything to do with that."
Yeah, I'd rather, you know, step aside. Brandon, please go on into the end zone here.
Well played. Brandon Brenstall's broken his third run off, and this one is good for 6 points. And the extra point is up to the right-hand side and good, and all of a sudden, Brandon, this game has come alive. We were promised a good matchup between these two sides, and the opening 8 minutes has indicated exactly that.
That's a very quick answer from Philadelphia there. Only a minute and 4 plays to go 60 yards down the field and score a touchdown. And again, this ties into what Bossier City really needs to be trying to limit time of possession, because as you can see, if Philly has a lot of chances to touch the ball here, they're going to be very dangerous.
Bossier back with possession. They've had 2 drives so far. They've both resulted in scores. The opener was that long-range touchdown to Nick twice, and then the second was a field goal by Zach Theo. See if Philadelphia's defense can stake their authority on this drive. Handoff to Bismarck Wright, and he will pick up nothing on that carry. Good tackle to keep him at bay by Dusty Killebrew, the outside linebacker.
Killebrew coming a long way around that outside there. Had to travel a long way to make that tackle, but it was worth it in the end. 2nd and 10 here for Bossier City.
Back on 2nd downs, going to roll into some space. Looks downfield, in and out of the hands of one of the Philadelphia defenders. Took a bit of a gamble going downfield. Joaquin Lopez almost came away with a pick.
Yeah, good coverage there from Joaquin to cover that on the deep ball there. Kopech has been really slinging the ball so far tonight, though. I've been very impressed. He's keeping his eyes downfield very well here. Although 3rd and 10, he's going to have to look downfield once again if they want to pick up this 1st down.
Empty backfield for Kopech. Will move one of his wideouts in motion from right to left. Decent pocket. He hasn't got much time. He gets it away. Caught downfield. Great play. And they'll get a 1st down out of it. It's Alice Itera again.
Another big catch for Alice Itera. The great blocking there on the offensive line. Kopech had all day to throw there. And Alice Itera finds another soft spot in that zone coverage. Makes another pretty contested catch there. Good job to move the ball downfield. Keep this drive alive. Hopefully, Bossier City has got to be wishing and praying that they can go for 3 for 3 on scoring points on their opening drives.
That catch flips the field. Brainstorm's going to move in motion. Kopech rolls out. He's got a clean pocket. Caught by Storm for a 1st down.
Oh.
What a move! Absolutely mowed him into the turf. Give him 15 and a 1st.
Joaquin Lopez was buried underground there on that one. What a great truck move. But again, Bossier City has a really good time moving their running backs out and being able to catch passes with them, run extra routes. That's a disgusting truck move.
We're going to have to get him into the concussion tent and get a flashlight in his eyeballs and make sure everything's all good and well up there, because that was a brilliant hit from Rainstorm. He's having a really good game. Kopech outside. Oh, what a catch! Unbelievable. The pass was overthrown and Bubba Tree was able to reel it in. Unreal.
Bubba Tree has been dynamite in this Bossier City receiving core this entire season, and that is a fantastic catch there. Kopech a little bit wild on the accuracy, probably a little overthrown, and if Bubba Tree doesn't get a hand up there to snag that one,
over it.
Yeah, I think that would have been all Joaquin Lopez's revenge probably for getting trucked earlier.
Wow, what a way to end the quarter. Brilliant contest here in Philly. The Bossier City Steamers lead at 10 points to 7. Bossier knocking on the door again. Heavy set for the Steamers. Change of defense by Philly. Hand off to Bismarck. Right, he'll be jammed up after only a gain of 1. Good tackle. Short of the line by Andalus.
Yeah, the Cougars have a really, really solid linebacking core. Quintana, Brown, and Killebrew all in there. It's going to be hard to run the ball up the middle, especially in these goal line packages where the linebackers can really come up and fill those holes.
Again, that was Rainstorm trying to get some room up the middle. Luis Quintana says no, sir. And they'll have to have another crack here on 3rd and goal.
And now you really have to question, are you going to try and run it again, especially running up the interior here? I think you might look for maybe a pitch out here, pitch to the left side possibly, or they might even try and throw it.
Hand off, Bismarck right, he's going to get room, and Rainstorm will run in for a well-earned touchdown, a reward for his earlier good work.
The line really got a nice push there, but even then, Rainstorm still has to break a tackle there to actually get into the end zone. So nice motor from him, way to keep it moving, and way to get a touchdown here. Bossier City's going up 17-7. That is probably something that I don't think anyone was really expecting coming into this one. And if you're Philly, you got to be worrying a little bit, like, hey, are we going to actually be able to answer them on this next drive?
The question is now on the home side with Philadelphia, Bossier, I should say, having their 3rd straight successful scoring drive. That capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run by Rainstorm. If you're liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one that gives you that much football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Ryan Davis with another return. His last 2 were brilliant. This one up past the 30 is another good one. And we'll see how Philadelphia respond. Brandon Brennanstall started to get the gears churning on that last drive. Wonder if we'll see something similar to that on this possession.
Surely you have to expect it. I mean, Brendan Brennanstall and the Philadelphia Cougars move so quickly down the field with those outside tosses on the left side. If you find something like that that works consistently, as it has done through the entire first quarter of this game, I would really expect Philadelphia to keep leaning into that as much as possible.
Rewind for Kenny Slider. Handoff, Brennanstall got a block at the lead. He'll get a decent run to the outside and will be run out of bounds after a 1st down. Gain of about 12.
And that's exactly what you expect there with that play design. Run the ball to the left, get your fullback out on a lead block there, takes care of that linebacker, and then Brennanstall just has the speed to make something out of that one, get an easy 1st down there, and keep the chains rolling.
Nice start to the Philadelphia drive. Slider looks deep, caught. What a great catch. Going downfield. That's King Alexander for the first time tonight.
A great catch on a big hit there, too. King Alexander, one of the really big weapons here in the receiving core, and Kenny Slider has been one of the better quarterbacks in the league this season so far at getting the ball downfield as much as possible here. He's had a bunch of really big passing days, and I'm assuming that even if they can't ride Brennanstall, the Cougars are going to be airing it out pretty big here with Alexander, K, Davis, and Peace on that receiving core.
Getting off to Brennanstall up the middle. Oh, what a move. Another truck. We've seen quite a few of those going either way, and Brennanstall will pick up 4.
And that time it's Lucas Gilbert, the inside linebacker, who has to pay the price there for Brennanstall. Brennanstall's been having a great game. 6 carries for 89 yards.
Look at that. That average is very nice for Brandon Brennanstall. Toss play, he's been the key to victory, and here he goes again. Oh, another truck downfield. He is holding no mercy at all on this Bossier defense, and that's another 1st down.
He's been a runaway freight train this entire game so far, especially going to that left side. They go there again on the toss play, running 2 people over before he gets taken down there. Brendan Brenstall is going wild on this Bossier City defense.
Already 100 yards. They're going to have some serious medical bills going through Bossier City.
And that's 7 carries, too.
Absolutely unbelievable. Deep look by Slider. Oh, incomplete. Daisy Peace had a good shot at it, and it just fell out of her hands at the last minute.
Yeah, Peace running a really nice little inside post route there over the middle. Had some open space there, and good job by Kenny Slider to fit that in. Unfortunately, just not able to keep the hands on it.
That defensive back did a really good job there. Looked like Peace had it for all money. Bunch set to the left. Slider, plenty of room. He's going to try that pump fake again. He'll pay the same price. We've seen that twice so far tonight, Brandon. It's another sack for Kenny Slider.
The second time that's happened now. The second time that Kenny Slider's had a pretty clean pocket, decides to roll out, and then eventually the protection breaks down. I'm curious as to whether it's a play design or if it's something that, if it's just Bossier City's secondary doing a really good job locking up the routes downfield. But either way, I'm sure that Kenny Slider is probably going to get a talking to from his coaches. Hey, quit doing that rollout pump fake nonsense, man. Just throw the ball.
Who knows? But it's the same player, Oliver Ridge, with his second sack tonight. Kenny Slider on a third down is going to look deep, incomplete, but there was too much contact, and that'll be a first down.
Yeah, that's a pretty cut and dry PI call there, I think, on Bossier City. Looked like the cornerback was following and just never got his head around again to look at the ball. Yeah, I mean, he's right on him the entire time.
And the ball just hadn't gotten there before the contact was made, which didn't exactly help his case. And Philadelphia can keep pushing forward. It's been a good drive, if you exclude the sack from Oliver Ridge on the penultimate play. Gun formation, split backfield. I haven't seen this yet from Philadelphia. He's going to have a decent pocket. Throws across, and that's incomplete. Trying to look and hit Benchard K on the out route. Couldn't find him.
Just out of the reach of K there. That is an interesting formation. I haven't seen that Guns split back set either. So I wonder if that's going to be something that they're going to try and go to more often here, especially when you're close to the red zone like this. Getting routes developing out of the backfield can help them stay open a little bit longer because everything's so compressed down here.
It's one of my favorite formations from seasons gone. On the when I was previously coach, I should say. So here comes Kenny Slider. He's going to rush. Kenny Slider had to slide down, living up to his name perhaps, and we'll pick up 4 yards on that carry, and we'll force another third down attempt closer to the goal line here for the Cougars offense.
And that's important ball security there from Kenny Slider. If you don't find anything down here, just make sure that you're not turning the ball over, throwing an interception. Get what you can.
Dropping back. He's still looking for a deep end zone. Oh, he had a man and it was dropped. That's unfortunate for Kenny Slider, and furthermore Benchard K, who was wide open, and he just turned his body at the wrong angle, and it fell out of his hands.
And Benchard K is going to be sick to his stomach that he wasn't able to get that one. He was open in the end zone there, and if he catches that, that's 17-14. Still a tight game here. Now you're probably going to have to end up kicking a field goal.
That's a real shame. And you're absolutely right, he'll be kicking himself. So rest assured, Chris Britton will be showing that on the tape next week, along with Jason Peace, the coaching staff of Philadelphia. But irrespective, it's a 3-point field goal drive that keeps it within a single score. For all league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net. Presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. So now Philadelphia with the task of trying to get another stop. Bosier's 3 drives so far have all resulted in scores. And that return is taken up to the 30 by Bubba Tree. And you got to say, Brandon, that with the amount of depth and talent that this Philadelphia defense possesses, that it's been a very impressive effort from Bossier to put up the scores that they have so far.
For
as
sure.
They come out in a spread formation. Watch out for the blitz there on the left. Will hold off, and the carry with, looks like, Bismarck Wright, the tailback, and they will get 7.
That's a good play there for Bossier City. Philadelphia brought both those linebackers up, but they're outside of the tackle boxes. So if you run the ball up the inside there, the blitzes are coming around the outside, anticipating a drop back from the quarterback, and then the running back just runs right past him, takes him out of the play completely.
Handoff, that looks like Storm got the carry and will be dropped for a gain of nothing. Luis Quintana plugging the gap.
And when you're that middle linebacker, run support is such a big thing of what you do. And Luis Quintana has been fantastic this entire season in basically every area, but his run support, being able to bring down running backs early, is such a big part of his game.
Split backfield. Capek's going to roll out, looking downfield. There's a flag on the field. I wonder if this receiver had been obstructed from getting to the ball. That's exactly what the call is going to be.
I think I'd like to see the replay on this. It looked like the defender was ahead of the receiver there, but I don't know how much contact there actually was there. I thought on initial viewing that Kopech had just overthrown him, but the refs obviously must have seen something different.
No replay. Joaquin Lopez was the offending party, and that keeps Bossier on the move. Drop back from Kopech. Oh, what a grab. Tackled in midair, but it wasn't enough to deter the catch made by Nick Twice.
Yeah, Nick Twice tends to play second fiddle to Bubba Tree in this receiving core, but a nice catch there, being able to hang on to that one through a pretty big hit. When you bring yourself up in the air, jumping to catch like that, generally you're opening yourself up to a pretty big hit because you're not on the ground. So it's tough to hold on when you're getting hit like that. So really big credit to him.
Handoff to Bismarck Wright. That will pick up 7. And that keeps the Bossier drive on the move. Quintana, again, responsible for keeping this running game at bay that has been really impressive throughout the opening 15 minutes or so. I'll look for another rushing set here. Storm angled from left to right. Wright is going to get the carry. In fact, this Rainstorm, I've got to keep note of that. Those goal line sets have Rainstorm featured as the actual tailback, and then Bismarck Wright is brought in as the fullback. You see it again there. Rainstorm with another good carry.
A good job there by the blockers to really get onto that second level and block off those linebackers who have been doing such a good job stuffing those inside runs there. And then if you're Rainstorm at that point, it's basically just how much momentum can you keep going and how many tackles can you break before they bring you down.
Handoff, trying to find some room, was Bismarck Wright, and he could only find 3.
And you have to wonder at this point, Bossier City's in what I would say is pretty comfortable field goal range at this point. Do you try and maintain possession of the ball above all else and maybe just take a field goal if it comes to it? Or are you going to try and be aggressive here and bring the lead up to 14, trying to shoot for that touchdown?
Handoff. Again, trying to find room. Was right, but he's picked up and dumped by Joaquin Lopez. Brings off 3rd and 5.
Lopez coming in from deep on that safety position there. It seems like on these inside runs, there's not too much of a gap. The Bossier City running backs aren't able to build up much of a head of steam here, so those safeties are able to really come in quick.
Deep look, end zone is incomplete. Looking for Bossier, couldn't fire it over the top of the defense, and Joaquin Lopez with 2 straight good plays. That kills the drive.
Yeah, really close there. Just barely managed to tip that one away. Oh, tight margin there. But I think if you're Bossier City, you still take the field goal pretty happily here. It'll bring you up 10, and hopefully, you know, the Philadelphia offense has been rolling pretty well so far this second quarter especially, but I think you just have to hope that you can get a stop if you're Bossier City at this point. But points are always welcome.
Check that. That was Luke Schreiner on the coverage, the outside corner brought over from Denver as a developmental player. And Zach Theo, with his second field goal attempt of the night, is up and through with just a little under 3 minutes left in the half. But Brandon, plenty of time for Philadelphia to try and get a score up before the half is out.
Plenty of time. They've got a great passing offense. We know Slider can sling the ball downfield well. We know that Alexander, Key, and Davis especially can be really big receiving threats 15, 20 yards down the field. They can break off big plays at any time. So I think if you're Philadelphia, you see that clock in, 2 minutes, 51 seconds. Most teams probably get a little antsy, but Philadelphia, I bet they're really confident.
Turn up past the 30, and it's King Alexander. The special teams unit for Philadelphia has been very successful tonight. The returns from both Alexander and Ryan Davis have been top quality. We'll see what Slider and furthermore Brandon Brendenstall can produce on this drive. They too scored a field goal on their previous possession. Brendenstall might be angled here as a receiver. We'll see what that comes to. Backfield going for a block. Slider, clean pocket, tipped away, almost intercepted and through the hands. That defender is a backup, but he's seemingly been involved in everything.
He has been very good so far. I think that's his second or third big play involvement so far for Bossier City tonight. The Bossier City defense has been surprisingly really sturdy over the center of the field here. I was a little worried that they would be diced up on these deeper infield, middle of the field routes here. But Bossier City, give them credit, they've been doing a really good job on the pass defense for the most part.
Slider back to the air. That's downfield. That's caught. He breaks it. Off and racing is King Alexander trying to get downfield. 10-5 touchdown. What a play. Slider to Alexander executes, and it's a 65-yard touchdown.
Man, and he was chased for so long on that one there. Ronnie Shanahan, I think, was about 2 steps behind him for about 50 yards on that one. Good job by Kenny Slider to see him breaking open there. It looked like they were running a bit of a soft zone. Alexander finds the hole, and then it's a speed contest there. And King Alexander, I think you probably favorite to win that most times there. Really big score here for Philly to score early, but you might have left a little bit too much time for Bossier City to try and go back and answer now.
There's still so much left to happen in this half. Brandon, that's featured just under 40 points of scoring. This has been a brilliant offensive contest. Both teams going back and forth, and Philadelphia have seemingly found their groove. And the lead is cut down to 3.
And you have to wonder at some point, is there going to be a stop? I mean, Bossier City had the pick on their first drive on defense here, but so far that has been really the only defensive stop that we've seen all game. So eventually I think one of these offenses is going to have to sputter just due to law of averages and whatnot, but you have to wonder when it's going to happen at this rate. We've been going an entire half without really any offensive stoppage.
Kickoff return by Bossier up past the 30 to 31. I tell you, you might believe in the law of averages, but I wouldn't put it past these two offenses to keep putting points up the way that they are. Bossier have been relentless against this talented defense that Philadelphia possesses, and Philadelphia over the last few possessions have really kicked up their momentum. So it's all happening. Capek rolls out to his left, looking downfield. They're not going anywhere. It's incomplete, though. Looking for a Alisai Terra downfield. Couldn't find it.
Yeah, Itera there trying to get another contested catch. That time not able to really reel it in. I want to bring some attention to how Bossier City's been using Kopech so far tonight. They've had him on a lot of those designed rollout pass plays, and I really like that for him. Get him out of the pocket quickly, let him see a bit more of the field more clearly, and then I'm assuming they've got one or two very specific reads for him to make. Just keep it simple and make sure that he doesn't have to do too much.
It's very reminiscent of the former #1 overall pick type attack. The way that he is rolling, he's going to do the same thing here. Hit from behind, and as a result, the pass was just a little shy of where it needed to be. Luke Schreiner did enough to break it up.
Yeah, Nick Twice was pretty open there, though. I think if Kopech doesn't get hit on the back right as he's throwing that, I think he's got a reception there. Schreiner was there, but I think that Twice just managed to stop his route in time there on the timing route. Schreiner would have been probably a couple yards distant there. That could have been really big for Bossier City.
Big third down here. Clock stopped at 2:19. Philadelphia trying to get off the field and give their offense another crack. For the halves out. Kopech plenty of time. Downfield. That's caught. What a play. Execution was A+. And Alice Itera's got her third catch of the game.
Talk about staying calm in the pocket there. I thought the pocket was about to break down and Kopech was about to take a really bad sack there, but he stays cool, keeps his eyes downfield there. And talk about Alice Itera having a great game. Only 3 receptions, but 65 yards so far, and all of them have come big contested catches down the middle for big gains. I think 2 of them have been on 3rd down so far. She has really been an integral part of this passing attack for Bossier City.
There is the 2-minute warning. And Bossier City now on the move going downfield. Philadelphia trying to get off the field. But a huge 3rd down conversion on that last play. The handoff goes to Rain Storm. And he picks up a gain of 4.
And now that you're this far down the field in the drive, you can definitely afford to keep those 2 running backs involved in the drive. Philly still got 3 timeouts. Bossier City also still has 3 timeouts, and you got 1:40 left on the clock here. So you can keep your playbook pretty open here. And I like the fact that they're trying to keep the running backs involved, keep Philadelphia's defense honest.
Right, straight up the middle is plugged. Great tackle. Lewis Quintana involved again, along with one of the other linebackers in Morgan Brown.
And that is the inherent risk there, though. When you do run it and you don't get it, now you're kind of behind the chains a little bit. They've been doing good converting on 3rd and long so far through the air, but this might be a little tough.
But Pack drops back. Pressure is all over him. Then he rolls out himself. Oh, he's going to get blasted. That wasn't what he was after. Timeout call by Philadelphia. And that's a great stop because they're not in field goal range, I don't believe. So this will very likely be a punt.
I think they're going for it, actually. Yeah, Kopech's still here.
Wow. Iman Kopech's going for it all here on 4th down. Questionable decision. He will go for it. Slide. Oh, what a grab. Drag back behind the line to gain, but they all count. Iman Kopech with the execution.
That's a gutsy call there. And guess who's on the end of that catch again? It's Alice Itera. She's been having a great game so far. Kopech having a great game. 10 of 15, 207 yards, only 1 sack, and no turnover so far, which I think is the really big thing.
This Bossier offense has been airing it out tonight. Kopech rolls out. There's the design play. Looking downfield. It's caught again. Same target, same reception. Looked like it may have been Itera for a 2nd straight play. And there goes the final timeout for Philadelphia.
I think that was actually Adam Grabowski there on the catch, number 85. But either way, Bossier City, now they don't have any timeouts, but they've still got a good chunk of time here. So even if you get something in between where you are now on the goal line, you've still got enough time to kind of work your way down the field a little bit more methodically.
Another rollout. Short pass this time. Twice has got work to do, and he will only pick up 6. Another crack here. 40 seconds left on the game clock. Short throw. Oh, he got it. Touchdown. Fed it through a window. And a 2nd touchdown for tonight for Nick Twice.
Another great grab there for Nick Twice in the touchdown. And that is a critical drive for Bossier City there. To take a really good 2-minute drill all the way down and then score a touchdown, you're going to go up 27-17. I'm pretty sure Philly is not going to be able to score on their drive here. Of course, you know, considering what we just saw on their last drive, they might just, you know, sling the ball down the field and get another quick score here. But if Bossier City manages to hold this lead, then that means they're going into half up 10 in Philadelphia. And I think that that is really a position of strength for Bossier City where they can come into the locker room and say, hey, guys, we're playing really well so far. Let's just keep it up.
Yeah, the big kick up there, Brandon, is Bossier also received the opening second half kickoff.
Exactly.
Which could be huge and may set up the second half in its entirety. Turn from the 5 by Ryan Davis. That'll get up to about the 30. Rather, King Alexander, apologies, on that return, and we'll see if Philadelphia can hit here. I mean, remember, we can consider it to be a difficult task in and of itself, but Slider hit Alexander for a big play on their previous possession. Perhaps they could try and execute that once again.
And you've still got all 3 timeouts here if you're Philadelphia too, so it's not the usual 2-minute drill situation where you have to be targeting the sidelines to try and stop the clock. Philadelphia can afford to use all of the field here.
Head off to Brennan Stall's going to blow past one and then another. And eventually he's forced out of bounds by number 31. But it's a good carry by Brennan Stall and he stops the clock.
Yeah, risky call there. Even with the timeouts, you still would probably rather pass the ball just for the chance to get those extra yards. But the way Brendan Stall's been running tonight, I can see why they'd go to him there. He absolutely buried Ronnie Shanahan Jr. there with another big truck move. He's been running over Bossier City defenders all night.
What a stat line. He's over 115 carries on 115 yards on only 8 carries. That pass from Slider looking for Daisy Peace couldn't find it. Falls away incomplete.
And it's probably honestly a good thing that went incomplete because you'd only be getting 4 or 5 yards there. You'd have to blow one of your 3 timeouts. Sorry, and you still got 20 seconds here and 3 timeouts now, so you can still, you know, try to move it down the field. The issue is Philly doesn't have a contracted kicker.
Aggressive formation from Slider, looking downfield, looking for King Alexander. Couldn't find him. Overthrew it at just a touch, or it looked like Alexander may have got jammed up on the route.
I think if he waited a half second, Alexander, it looked like he was just managing to break that press there. If he waited probably a little bit longer there and then tried to maybe lob it over the top there, Alexander might have been gone again for another big touchdown.
Here goes the down and 10. Slider. Waiting, throwing downfield. He's got it. What a play. Airing it out over the top. Kenny Slider showing off the arm strength. And he hits King Alexander on that outside route for a second time tonight.
Yeah, that's a great catch there. And now you got 2 timeouts and you're in a position where you can feasibly get to the end zone with a big pass here. So I think Philly's going to be pretty comfortable. They're coming out on that run set. They might try and run that toss to the left again here.
Hand off Brennan Stall. I don't know about that call. He got field position and then we try and go back to the run game. And that's probably the first time tonight that Brennan Stall has had a poor carry. I suppose at least until this point in time. And here comes a 38-yard field goal attempt to kick this one back to a single score. Kick is up. He's trying to sneak it into that left upright, and he did. Using the wind to hook it left to right. And it floats through.
And that's a big drive there for Philly. You're questioning a little bit if they're able to get points here, but bringing it back into a 7-point game here going into half, I think that's a much more comfortable position here for Philadelphia going into the half, because you go from being down 2 scores and Bossier City getting the ball to only being down 1 score now. And I think that's much more manageable, not only in terms of player morale and staying in the game, but also in terms of game planning for the coaches.
One last return down the half. Here, running outside was Bubba Tree. He gets it to the 32. Won't matter. That's half time. Here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Bossier City Steamers, the 8 seed, leads the 4 seed on the road. 27 points to 20. Huge point scoring opening half. Brandon Walters, your analysis on that opening procession.
It has been an offensive showcase so far tonight, Jacob. Both of these offenses have been working really well. Kopech and Slider have both been throwing the ball really well. Brendan Stahl, Wright, and Storm are all running the ball well, breaking tackles, getting lots of yards on the boundary here. It's been tough to see any off defensive stops outside of that very first interception for Bossier City on the first drive of the game here. It's been a very even game. Slider, honestly, 5 of 15 so far. I think Kopech is actually out-dueling him so far this game.
Both been tremendous. We'll see the halftime player here, and it's Nick Twice, the 2 touchdown scorer. No surprise there, but Iman Kopech has been brilliant as well. Second half here, we're going to get a check on an injury from earlier. Havo Ramsey is out for the rest of the game. That's unfortunate. He's had some injury problems this season and will miss the remainder of this home game with his team trailing to Bossier City. Huge second half coming up here on SFL YouTube. The SFLm tournament elimination round. The loser of this game goes home. The winner will go on to play the Pittsburgh Riverhogs on the 15th. All to play for in this second half. That return from Nick Twice now on returning duties is brought up to the 32. And Brandon, this Philadelphia defense hasn't been able to hold the Storm that much tonight. I wonder what might change in this second half.
Yeah, I think that the linebacking core has been struggling a bit tonight. Not necessarily in terms of the quality of their play, but the fact that they both have to come up really quickly to support against the run here from Wright and Storm. But also they need to be dropping back to cover Twice, Tree, and Itera and Grabowski, who have been really good so far in this passing game. I think they're getting caught in between both of those duties.
2 wideouts to Kopech's left. He's going to look in that direction. In and out of the hands of Bubba Tree. Almost had it.
Luke Schreiner there with another really big play. Had the tip in the end zone a couple of drives ago, and now breaking up with that pass with a nice hit.
It's the sort of defensive play that Philadelphia need here. Split receivers. Now motion it to make it another twin set. Kopech, look for the... No, he's going to get sacked. 2 straight really good plays. And Morgan Brown is going to get a sack.
And that's been the kryptonite for Bossier City this entire season so far. Kopech has taken a lot of sacks this season. And when you take sacks like that, it's just rough because you've been having so much momentum so far this game. And now you're going to be really behind the sticks, 3rd and 16 here. The Philadelphia defense is really going to be able to key in on this deeper ball here. And if you're not careful, it could be a turnover.
Kopech now 4 wide. The pocket was cloudy, incomplete. That was almost picked. You almost had the call spot on. Joaquin Lopez was in the area and falls harmlessly incomplete. And just like that, Philadelphia come out of the halftime sheds and get a quick 3 and out.
You have to wonder what exactly they discussed at halftime. If you're Bossier City, I think you got to be pretty disappointed. You've been rolling well on offense all game so far. And then to come out and really have a chance to put a stamp onto this game coming out of the second half and instead have go 3 and out is going to be rough.
Ryan Davis took that punt and got sent straight into the turf. And we'll see how Philadelphia's offense runs out here. Brandon Brennanstall had a terrific first half, but he was on the losing end of that first half. We'll see if he can build on that momentum to start this half.
And he's had a relatively low number of carries, too. I think he's at like 8 or 9 right now. As compared to their last game against Albuquerque, he had 30.
There's the first of the half of Brennanstall, and that will get 3. Delayed handoff presented a lot of room, but he couldn't quite find his way through.
But I like that run there to start this drive off here. Make sure that Brennanstall is going to be the focal point. Just now getting to 10 carries, 117 yards still, though. Even with that one getting stuffed for not much. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry. I think you got to ride him for a bit longer here.
Keeping the defense honest. That toss play out to the left-hand side. This has been successful. What a truck! Going downfield. He's got a one-man on the left-hand side, and the tackle will be made, pushing him out of bounds at the 40-yard line, rather the 30. Brandon Brennanstall starting to heat up.
How many times is Brandon Brennanstall going to absolutely truck someone tonight? That's crazy. It's got to be like 5 or 6 now. 31 coming up for Bossier City, and again, just absolutely lays him out. He's almost to 150 rushing yards so far tonight on 11 carries. He's having a crazy game. Absolutely insane. Bossier City has got to sit down and figure out how to stop those left side runs.
He's insane. I reckon there's a number of teams in the league that already have 2 tailbacks on their roster, but might be looking at this and going, you know what? For an odd play, I'll have some of that. Thank you very much. He's a super explosive back. Slider on first down, looks deep, gets caught. Inside to the odds, the 5 is King Alexander. He's had some really nice plays tonight.
And that's what happens when you keep the defense honest. Lanes open up for the passing game. They've been running it with Brennanstall so far this drive to great success, and then King Alexander's able to find tons of space there in the middle of the field there. And now you're inside the 5-yard line, essentially. Brennanstall's probably going to get called on again here to try and punch this one in.
King Alexander's now up over 100. And sure enough, we've got a goal line eye set here from Philadelphia. Trying to key in the tailback. Brennanstall, right side, stiff arm. Brandon Brennanstall is into the house, and we have a tie ball game.
He does not go down, Jacob. Another big chance to get a tackle there for Zach Benjamin, and instead just gets stiff arm down onto the ground. Brennanstall says, nope, you're not denying me this touchdown. And now we're probably about to have a tie game here. Bossier City's got to be feeling a little hot under the collar now. They thought they probably had this game, if not well in hand, then they at least had an advantage. Now Philadelphia's roaring back into this thing.
I mean, normally when we see rushing yardage like this, we sort of expect, oh, he's had 20, 25, maybe 30 carries. Brandon Brennanstall's had 13, and he's now up over 150 and a little over 2 quarters of football. He is having a monster day. Extra point to the right-hand side is up and good, and we're locked up at 27. Brandon, we wanted points tonight. We've got points and more points so far in this game. It doesn't show any sign of slowing.
We've gotten all the points we could probably want here. I'm wondering now if Kopech is going to be able to answer that drive, though. Bossier City got stopped pretty easily on their last one, but they've been rolling so far tonight with the exception of that last drive. So if they can try and find some adjustments to what Philly is countering them with to start the second half here.
Short kickoff. Bubba Tree trying to break that off to the right side and was down at the 40, but there weren't many Philadelphia bodies from back there if he did. And we'll see how the Steamers come out here to try and get back into scoring position. That last drive started off with an incompletion towards Bubba Tree, and then the sack really derailed the drive for the Steamers. See if they can build on this early good field position. Look for Rain Storm to try and get his way back into the game. Roll out for Kopech. Good pocket. Downfield. Oh, another good piece of coverage. Nick Twice was there, but Joaquin Lopez says, no thank you.
Lopez has had that deep middle of the field as an absolute no-fly zone since probably about the middle of the second quarter here. Every time that Kopech tries to go deep over the middle there, Lopez has been there. Either big hits, big coverages, whatever is needed. It's been really impressive so far.
Back. Clean pocket again. This another open receiver, Alice Otera. Haven't called her name for a while after an impressive first half, but another one that falls incomplete. And you got to feel that to a degree, Iman Kopech's receivers are letting him down at the moment.
Oh, the other way, I think that one was actually Kopech underthrowing Itera a little bit. It looked like it was at her ankles.
Maybe. 4 wide for Kopech. He's going to roll out. There's a defender chasing him. The pump fake. He shook it off. Oh, and he made the wrong call. He did well to keep on his feet, but Morgan Brown is going to get a second sack tonight.
Adding to those sack totals for sure for Philly here and for Kopech as well. I was impressed that he shook off the first sack there, but he really needs to keep his eyes downfield and try and get it out of there, because usually if you break one sack, there's almost always going to be a second defender following in behind to mop up.
2 drives to open up the half for Bossier City, and it's going to be the second punt of the half. And now the 4 seed Philadelphia Cougars are in the driver's seat. That punt, return it to 25, flag thrown on the plate. Give me a clipping penalty. And it'll push Philly back to the 12.
And if you're Bossier City, that is very welcome news indeed. I think if you're going to have a good chance to get a stop, I think now is probably one of the best chances you're going to have all game here. So the Steamers defense is really going to need to step up and stand tall here.
Handoff slider, Brandon Stall. He's going to start really chewing up the yardage now. That gets 6.
Yeah, I'm anticipating him to really be grinding out yards so far here. That was a nice little delayed run there. I'm surprised it got as much room as it did. I figured Bossier City would probably be keying in on the run there, but still, his efficiency stats are things that other running backs dream of.
Handoff. Left-hand side, Brandon Stall breaks it. Brandon Stall has one man downfield that he's got to try and beat, but he stepped out of bounds. The pressure was enough to prevent him breaking that completely for a touchdown, but he's going to be very hard to stop now.
The fact of the matter is Brandon Brennenstall requires at least 2 people to tackle him. That's another broken tackle there, and it turns what would have been, about a 5 or 6 yard carry into something more like 30, 35 yards there. Good hustle from number 22 there to get down the field and make sure that the play isn't broken anymore. That's K-Magic there for Bossier City, but still, Brandon Brennenstall is just absolutely chewing yards right now.
Yeah, a bit of talk about the SFLm running back group, and Isaac Knox seems to be the leader, but I think Brandon Brennenstall's making a serious case for himself tonight as the lead back in the SFLm. That pitch out to the outside is dropped at the line. Zach Benjamin involved on the tackle.
Yeah, I think Oliver Ridge there, the defensive end, was the one to lay the wood on Brennenstall there and bring him down really for the first time in quite a while where he doesn't break at least one tackle and or get a massive gain.
Slider. Dropping back. Oh, he's got one wide open. It's King Alexander again. These two are combining brilliantly at the moment.
Alexander is finding acres of space down the middle of the field here. And credit to Kenny Slider. He knows where his receivers are going to get open right now when Brennenstall is absolutely dominating the close-up game like this. And he's able to find Alexander again for another big one there. Only 4 receptions, but 138 yards for King Alexander so far tonight. He's been having a really good game.
First set of downs here for Philadelphia. Brandon Stall's a single back. He'll get the carry up the middle, and Bossier send the entire house to try and take him down, and they succeed. It's a gain of 2.
Yeah, I think Zach Benjamin was there on that tackle as well there. So the linebackers doing their best here to try and slow down Brennenstall, but really, you have to question if you can slow down Brendan Stahl on first down and then get bombed over the top on second and third down. It's not looking too good either way, really.
Dump off outside. That's going to pick up only a few. And Bossier's defense starting to step up here to try and get a stop. 3rd and 7.
As they really need to. And now that it's 3rd and 7, you can kind of key in on the pass a little bit more here. Drop some of your guys back a little bit further. As you can see, they're going with a much more light coverage spread here.
Throwing deep. That's caught. What great execution. Going downfield. And Benchard K on the catch has gone down. It's unfortunate. He's had a quiet night despite the brilliant season that he's been having, and he wore the worst of that hit.
It's very unfortunate for Ben Chake. He's been up and down so far tonight, but he's made a couple of really big catches, and I'm sure that the Cougars offense will be wanting him back as soon as possible. But I just want to talk about the play design real quick right there. A lot of receivers going on the deep routes there, drawing Bossier City's defense, which is already set back even further back, and then Key running that little underneath route there. That's a good play design from Philadelphia.
Slider, he's gonna rush it. Kenny Slider all the way for 6.
And Kenny Slider
uses his legs.
Kenny Slider did not need to slide at all on that one. That's really good composure there. You feel the heat coming on the backside, even though you can't see it. Tuck the ball and find the opening there in the middle where the linebackers are kind of spread out there. Bossier City has not really had any answers to Philadelphia's offense so far this entire half. And now Philadelphia taking their first lead of the game.
As a coach, you start to have heart palpitations when you watch your quarterback carry it in one hand like that, but he looked very composed, rushing it into the end zone. That long drive spanned 89 yards for the Cougars, and they get a 7-pointer. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster like what we're doing? We are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for this minor league and the next major league season. Visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved. That stiff arm from Nick Twice is going to get to the outside, and he will bring it up towards halfway. Seems like I can't take my eyes off this game for longer than 2 seconds, and something else is happening.
There's always action.
And Bossier are going to have great field possession.
Yeah, special teams tonight have been really good. There's been a lot of big returns for both teams here. And that's really nice for Bossier City to get another pretty short field. I think they had a pretty short one last time as well.
See if they can continue to build on that. And Nick Twice maybe with a bit of momentum. Kopak, roll out, downfield, incomplete. Tipped over the back of 3 defenders. Luis Quintana there to bat it away.
Quintana there with a good coverage job. Looked like they were expecting a pass there, so the linebackers drop back in coverage quickly there. Quintana's got time to set his feet, keep an eye on Kopak's eyes down the field there, and make a nice deflection on that pass.
Here goes again for Kopak. He's going to roll out again. Pressure was there. Couldn't fire, and it fires downfield, and it's caught by Nick Twice.
Nick Twice has really been having a good game this entire game, but I think really he's been starting to stand out more as the second half has gone on here. Kopak with another rollout to that left side, and Twice finds a little bit of room there in the middle. Andaluz with a big hit, but not able to break up the pass in time.
Andaluz is a very talented safety that this Philadelphia team possesses. Normally someone that stands out on the field. Tonight hasn't had so much to do. Kopak here on first down is going to take a sack. Dumped behind the line by Dusty Killebrew.
Killebrew coming off that edge quick there. The right tackle not really able to block him at all. And Kopak thinks he's got more time than he really does there. Does the pump fake to try and fool out the defense and open something up down the field. But unfortunately, just not enough time there. Killebrew brings him down, and that's a big sack. 2nd and 15 now.
Second and 15 now for him and Kopak. Pressure again. Oh, what a fake! It went, oh, and he got nailed at the end of it. Poor him and Kopak got absolutely ragdolled. But that fake was gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Brandon.
And a bit of revenge there, because that was Killebrew coming off the edge again there. And this time, Kopak pump fakes. Killebrew thinks he's trying to go over the top of him and jumks. And Kopak's just like, nope, see you, man. But unfortunately, not able to get too much more there on the ground. The Philadelphia defense rallied real quick.
Kopak third down. That swing pass out to Rainstorm is going to get half of the yardage he needed, but he'll be stopped 4 yards shy of the first down. And now it's decision time. Don't think it's 4 down territory just yet, so probably let Zach Theo have a shot. They're going to punt it. I don't believe in the second game. I'll try and pin Philadelphia back towards their end zone. They're on the 28. Surely that was close enough for Zach Theo. Oh, he fumbled the fair catch. And
I think they got it back.
Up by Bossier. What on earth happened on that play?
Oh, that is...
Sliders back out there. Philadelphia have got possession, but my goodness. You don't see that very often.
I'm sure the Cougars special teams coach just had an absolute heart attack there on the sidelines. That's the one thing you don't want to do, is fumble the punt return there, muff it. Thankfully, Philly gets it back, but that could have been a really big momentum swing there for Bossier.
Toss play, Brandon Stall. Zach Benjamin got stiff armed to the ground, but a good tackle. Recovery by K-Magic. Only gain of 2.
And that's what you need for Brennan Stall, is to have 2 people there able to bring him down. Benjamin gets the stiff arm, but K-Magic's able to avoid it and therefore able to bring down Brennan Stall pretty easily there. 2nd and 8. I'm assuming they'll probably try and run it again here, though.
Handoff up the middle finds Brennan Stall, and Brennan Stall plow forward for a gain of 9. That's a first.
And he carried Lucas Gilbert for about 6 of those yards there, Brennan Stall. Another good motor high run there. Just really takes the ball in the draw and then just continues plowing forwards there. He's been doing a really good job of keeping his head down and just keeping those legs churning as much as possible. Bossier City's really got to have to key in on him. Over 200 yards now.
That was the 200th. That roll over for a first. Now with 4 wide for Slider. Hand off to Brennan Stall, and he'll try and fight his way through traffic. That gets 6.
That's a good example of the contain that Bossier City is trying to run here, though. Brennan Stall looked to try and bust it outside, but there was about 2 or 3 steamers already waiting for him. He tries to bring it back inside, and that's when Ronnie Shanahan can come up from that safety position and wrap up on the tackle there.
That's a case of responding to what you're seeing. If you're Bossier defensively, toss play to the left here for Brennan Stall. That will pick up a first. In fact, it was the backup tailback coming in to take some workload off of Brennan Stall, and that picks up a fresh set of downs. Now the lead back is back in there. I tell you, forgot that they have a fullback that is an absolute man mountain. Short throw across. Oh, what a catch at his knees. Pass was slightly overthrown by Ryan Davis, showing the experience. Picks it up and gets a gain of 8.
Yeah, Davis really had to stretch for that one. It looked like it might have been just outside of his reach there, but good catch from him. He's been a little bit quiet tonight, I think, Ryan Davis has. Kay and Alexander seem to have more of the targets so far, but he comes up when he's needed.
Oh, great tackle. Brandon Stall's going to be dumped for a loss of 2. Zach Benjamin coming up big there. Three down, 1 to go. Philadelphia have claimed the lead on the road for the first time. They didn't have it all half. And Bossier are chasing it here in the 4th to keep their SFLm hopes alive. Here we go, back in Philly, Pennsylvania. The Cougars driving to extend their lead. Slider, deep drop. Caught, what a play. Shook the defender off the route. And he will pick up a big chunk of yardage. That's King Alexander again. What a night for the rookie.
King Alexander with a nice route there. I think there was a Bossier City defender there who thought Kenny Slider was probably throwing it, right to him. Number 31 there. He had his arms out like, give me this pick, Slider. But then King Alexander just darts right in front of him and says, nope, this will be a nice completion, and just keeps running. Over 150 yards for him tonight. He's been very hot.
Single back was Brennan Stoll. He'll run a route. Short throw by Slider is going to be caught by Davis, who's trying to fight through traffic and will be credited with a 5-yard completion. And that keeps the clock running.
One there over the middle. Nice catch. Gets bounced backwards, almost to the line of scrimmage there. Thankfully, he got forward progress there, so not going to lose any of the yards that he worked for.
Toss play, Brennan Stoll beats one, but not that defender again. Haven't been able to grab his name, but he's seemed to be all over Brennan Stoll at certain points. Will bring up a 3rd and 3.
And that's what Bossier City needs. Everyone's going to have to carry their weight here. If Brennan Stoll's coming at you, you really need to try and make these tackles, even though it's seemingly been very hard to do so, judging by the way he's been absolutely stiff-arming and trucking people all night.
It's like another formation that favours him here. The toss play to the right. Had to get on the inside of the defender. Breaks it. And a second. Inside the 20. He's still going. Brennan Stoll towards the 5. And will be downed at about the 5. Injury on the play. One of Bossier's linebackers come up short on that play. But now Philadelphia are in the red zone.
Bossier City's got to be sick right now on this defensive side. I think Zach Benjamin was there to stop Brennan Stoll for maybe a 1-yard gain there, but instead Brennan Stoll again gives him the stiff arm and then just continues on down that sideline. No one in Bossier City is able to bring him down, and now Philly's got 1st down and goal here. They're probably looking to punch the ball in for another touchdown.
He's been terrific. 21 carries, 226 yards. And now he's got 5 yards to go to get a score. Toss play, Brennan Stoll. Right-hand side, he will get it. What a night for 26.
Touchdown, Buccaneers.
I'm in awe, Jacob. He's been fantastic tonight. Another great pitch there. I thought Bossier City would have had the contain on the outside, but good blocking there, and just managed to shimmy his way out. Shanahan Jr. behind him, but not able to bring him down. Brennan Stoll is absolutely putting on a clinic tonight in how to get to the outside, how to break first contact, and how to absolutely run a game from that running back position.
Extra point here now to take this to a 2-score game, and Bossier held the lead for the large part of this game, and since then that I tell you, Brendan, that opening half stop that Philadelphia got changed the tide of this game completely, because it allowed them to get possession early. They got the tying score, and then they got another 3 and out on the preceding drive from Bossier, and they converted that drive into points once again, as you just saw through Brennan Stoll. This return by Bubba Tree outside. Could he break it? Bubba Tree up to the 35 and couldn't get past the 3rd defender. And there's been tons of good returns tonight. None have been completely broken, but that one probably the closest to it.
I think that's the 3rd one in a row for Bossier City now that's gotten past at least the 35-yard line. Some great returns so far tonight. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, not able to break any off for a really, really big run or a touchdown possibly, but still, it's very handy for Bossier City. You know, anything you can do to shorten that field that Kopech and that offense are going to have to travel down, it makes it so much easier.
Lee-Man Kopech has to do it now. 8.5 minutes left in this ball game, but the way that Philadelphia's offense is going, you cannot afford to give them a 3rd chance at it. Downfield, that's caught for a 1st down. Alice Itera checks back into the game.
And all night, she's been making really contested catches over the middle of the field. I think that's probably the 4th or 5th one now. Kopech on that rollout again there, just looking over the middle, and Itera in that soft spot in the zone there takes a big shot from one of the safeties, but still manages to hang on again. That's Andalus again delivering a big hit.
Justin Andalus starting to enter the game. But Itera is approaching 100 for the night. And that slot, she is really potent when she gets going. Hand off to Storm, and he will pick up almost first down. Rather, that was Bismarck right at the tailback. He's had a quiet night. It was sort of rainstorm mostly in the opening up. His Bossier attack has aired it out for the most part. Go back to a running set here. Handoff. That time it is rainstorm, and he will pick up a first.
Yeah, the running back's still getting involved here. As you mentioned, I think the game script has gone a little bit away from the running backs, unfortunately for them. Kopech's had to sling the ball a lot, and he's been finding success doing that so far tonight as well. So obviously, you know, if something isn't broke, you don't have to fix it. But it's nice to see them still involved in the game here, trying to keep that Philadelphia defense honest, bring those linebackers up to the line.
Well, in effect, the script is flipped since they've lost the lead. They gained the lead by passing it. Now chasing it, they're running it. That carry by Rainstorm will pick up 6, and that inches them closer. I mean, I don't mind running the ball here if you're getting good chunk yardage, because there's still over 6 minutes left. That's plenty of time to bring 2 scores back.
But the problem is when you get stopped
again here. Absolutely, that's when you need to start thinking about going downfield, but they're just seeing what this Philadelphia defense is going to give them. Handoff to Storm, jammed up. There's the stop. He tried to roll forward and was credited with a 3-yard gain in the end. That brings up 3rd and 1.
And that's good from Rainstorm there, turning nothing into something really. He was getting tackled either at or just behind the line of scrimmage. Still manages to fall forward and make this a nice 3rd and 1 here. You could definitely consider running it from this position.
Adam Grabowski moves in motion. He's the wideout in this formation. Won't matter. The handoff is going to go straight to Rainstorm, and he'll get the first down.
It was a good try there from Dusty Killebrew to stop him in time, but I think he did just get that, although they are going to challenge it.
Chris Britton says, not so fast. I don't like that spot. And let's take a retroactive look at it here, Brendan. Provided to you by GoRetroid.com. Get your Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. In fact, the new Retroid Pocket 4 was released a couple of days ago. And yeah, he definitely got that, Brandon. I don't think there's any ambiguity about that one.
I think he did get there. Although, that knee coming down, I think it depends where they last sighted the ball here. They've overturned
wow.
it.
They're going to... So, the question is do they overturn it in the sense that it wasn't a first down, or are we changing where the ball is actually going to be placed for a first down? It will be a 4th down. There we go. But with the game now out by 2 scores, they're going to have to go for it, Brandon. This could be the ball game.
You have to go for it here. I'm expecting a lot of traffic up this middle here.
The split jokers package has been the look for most of this drive. Handoff. Storm got it. What a run. And he'll keep going. Picks up 4. He had to break a defender short of the sticks, and he did it.
That's great patience there from Rainstorm. It's a bit risky to sit back in the backfield for that long, waiting for your blocks to develop. But in that case, the blocking from the offensive line held up really well. Rainstorm was able to wait for a second, find the open spot that developed, and then run through it for a nice gain.
Handoff straight up the middle. This time it's Bismarck right, picks up 6, and Bossier inching closer and closer to pay dirt.
And you mentioned that the game script is kind of flipped here, that they're running it, and they've been running it nonstop basically so far on this drive. Pretty much ever since they got past midfield here, it's been just runs, which is pretty interesting to see here. You're starting to see the clock run lower and lower here, and you're down 2 touchdowns.
And off left-hand side, that's Rainstorm, and that will pick up a first. He's starting to make a real important difference in this game for Bossier. Some huge carries. Short throw is caught by one of the tight ends. This is not a good package to be calling no huddle offense out of. Handoff is faked. Short throw, that's good. He's got a chance here, Rainstorm, out to the outside. He'll be right out of bounds after a gain of, say, 4.
There's a much faster use of the clock there with that no huddle. Now you've got some time because you went out of bounds there. 3rd and 4, excuse me. 4:16 left in this game here. And they're in an empty set, so you're probably going to have to pass it.
Wow, this is aggressive. Here we go. Eman Kopech going for it all here on this play. He's got a clean pocket. Looks deep. Oh, what a play! Big grab in the end zone for a score.
And that's a that's an interesting person there to get that one. Number 86, McCarron's on the catch there for Bossier City, but that's a big score. Now Bossier City, you've got a little bit of life here coming in. You're still down, so I'm assuming, I think they're probably going to kick it off deep and try and get a stop with this defense. One-handed catch too. What a catch! Wow.
Tell you what, if we're looking at some quarterbacks to come out of this draft class, obviously Kenny Slider's in the free agent market right now. Eman Kopech is making a real case for himself tonight. With some of the play that he has made under heavy duress of this home side, he's put a score up on the board in a crucial time. An extra point from Zach Theo is up and good, and that was a long drive, 4 minutes and 18 seconds, spanning 12 plays. Now available free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. An emulation check. Onside kick here is recovered by Philadelphia with one hand. I was going into a read there because I didn't expect an onside kick with such little time left, but Bossier rather, took the gamble. Brandon, I don't know if that was the right call.
I don't know if it's necessarily the right call. What a catch, though, off the helmet of number 80 there. That's crazy. I'm not entirely sure if it's the right call, but to be fair, Philadelphia doesn't have a kicker contracted to their roster. Now, we did see them make a pretty long field goal earlier in the game here, but it's not necessarily the riskiest play here. Bossier City's really going to stack the box here. This is going to be Brandon Brenestall versus 11 men, I think.
It's just the field position you're surrendering here. You take a big gamble, especially with such time left on the clock. The toss play to Brennan Stall outside beats the first defender, not the second. We talked a couple of times about having to bring 2 defenders in to take on Brennan Stall, and on that occasion, he's dragged down.
Yeah, Zach Benjamin there with a quick rally on this as the second man there to get that tackle. 2nd and 7 here. So Brennan Stall doesn't get too much on the first one there. It's a question now of whether he's going to break off a big one here or if Bossier City can manage to stuff him again. Because 3rd and 5, I think you're in a much more interesting position in terms of what Philly is going to try and call up.
Trying to drain that game clock down as much as they can. Brandon Stall almost pinned down behind the line of scrimmage, and he will be dragged for only a gain of 2. So nice resolve defensively here for Bossier. They've held him to this point, and again we mentioned no contract kicker for Philadelphia, so a stop here would force a punt, and that gives Bossier a chance to drive down the field. This is a huge play.
This is probably the play that determines the game here. If Philadelphia gets a first down, you're looking at, yes, you still got the 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts, but if Brennan Stall keeps running the way he has been the whole game, it's going to be tough to envision another stop for Bossier City.
Man in motion will make it a pro set here. Handoff will go to Brennan Stall. He's jammed up. Bossier gets a stop.
Ronnie
Tackled by
Shanahan
Ronnie
Jr.
Shanahan Jr. in the clutch.
And that is an absolutely huge play from Shanahan Jr. to come in so quickly off that right side there of the formation and immediately tackle Brennan Stall. Surely they've got to punt it now. I don't think there's any way they'd ever send their kicker out to try this one, unfortunately. for Philadelphia. So Bossier City should get the ball back here with a decent amount of time and all 3 timeouts to try and make something happen.
Punting unit is out there for Philadelphia. This punt, well, the 2 clocks are basically in sync at this point. But we'll get this before the 2-minute warning, I believe. Or the game clock is just in front. That'll be taken basically on 2 minutes left. That punt is going to sail. The bounce could be hurtful for Bossier. It is.
Whoa.
Look at the sit up there, and it will be downed at about the 8. And they're going to have to go about 92 odd yards to tie the ball game. Grandstand finish here in Philadelphia. Brandon Walters and Jacob Clear with you on this one. Do not go anywhere. Huge finish here between Philadelphia and Bossier City. The Steamers driving to keep their hopes alive here. Iman Kopech, it's all on you now, sir. Kopech drops back, looks deep. That's going to be PI. One of the Philadelphia defenders prevented Al-Saitera from getting to the ball. And that's going to relieve all of that pressure that punt did.
And that's basically the perfect first play you could get to start this drive here, because not only are you getting a ton of yards, you're getting a new first down, but the clock still stops. So you don't even have to worry about using a timeout.
Absolutely. And it is a shame for Philadelphia because you got the great punt and you pin them back and then they give up a play there and that gets them on the move. Empty back set for Kopech. He wants it all. Pressure, no. They bring 4. Kopech looks downfield into the hands of Bubba Tree. He almost had it.
He did almost have it. And credit to this Philadelphia Cougars defense. Bubba Tree has been relatively quiet so far tonight compared to how good he's been all season long for Bossier City. He's been the weapon to go to for them. So for Philadelphia to keep him quiet, even in this critical drive kind of situation, could be really key for the Cougars' chances here.
Stadium getting loud here in Philly. Kopech, little spin. What a play. And finds the tailback in Rainstorm. And that brings up 3rd and 6.
And that's probably the best play Kopech had there, really. I think he felt that pressure coming off of his blind side, and he just knew that he had to get rid of it to someone there. And credit to Rainstorm, gets a catch, gets a few yards, and more importantly, gets out of bounds. So you can still have all 3 of those timeouts, but this is a huge 3rd down.
Here he goes. Kopech drops back, looks across, in traffic. Bubba Tree couldn't come away with it. And here is the play. They have to convert now, else this ball game's over.
And again, both Bossier City and Philadelphia keying in on Bubba Tree. I think Kopech really wants to try and get him involved on this last drive here, but Philly is saying, no way. If you're going to pass it, you got to pass it to someone other than Bubba.
Oh, the pressure on him and Kopech now. All on the line. Kopech, roll out, had to throw it short, and he ran out of bounds. He found Bubba Tree, but it wasn't to be. And Philadelphia are going to take over again.
And what a heartbreaker for the Steamers. Bubba Tree had room there. I think he might have had a chance at the first down at least, but unfortunately,
he just needed a more sharp turn.
Yeah, and now Philly's going to have control here. Bossier City's still got all 3 timeouts, but you'd have to consider this probably field goal range already for Philly. So barring an insane turnover or otherwise crazy chain of events, this is probably going to be the end of the game for Philadelphia here to get this win.
We have seen Bossier defer from taking a field goal from such range. Perhaps that decision is going to come into play here as we wind down, but Brendan Stall gets 5 on that carry. And now it's really hard for Bossier. They needed some kind of a tackle for loss or something along those lines on an opening play, but Brendan Stall finally gets a bit of room after being suffocated on that previous possession. First time out burned. Go ahead.
I was just going to say they stopped him last drive, so it's still possible and definitely conceivable here.
Toss play, Brandon Stall truck. Brandon Stall breaks another. Brandon Stall, K-Magic's the only one back there, and he makes the tackle. But Brandon Stall has had an absolute masterclass tonight. Talked about in the chat who we feel that the #1 overall pick should be. And, well, there's been a lot of talk about Henry McGee and Isaac Knox at the top of the board, but that stat line is going to headline his draft stocks. He has been absolutely unreal tonight. And the victory formation comes out for Philadelphia. There goes the last time out for the Steamers. And the Cougars will be able to kneel this one out, Brandon. This obviously is going to be headlined by Brandon Brennanstall, who will carry the Philadelphia Cougars further into the SFLm tournament title. But what a performance it was from Iman Kopak, carrying this Bossier offense on his back, putting up some really impressive passes in pressure situations. He had a really good night.
Yeah, that entire passing offense, I think, unfortunately, because of the way this game is going to end and the way Bossier's season is about to end here, it's probably going to be overlooked a little bit. But Kopak has been absolutely fantastic tonight. He's been safe with the ball for the most part. He hasn't taken too many sacks, which has kind of been his kryptonite. And he's spread the ball around really well. This entire Bossier City receiving corps has had a really good night tonight. It's very unfortunate to see them go out in these circumstances.
They will be taken by Slider. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned after tonight's games for the updated bracket of the first football double elimination tournament happening right here in the SFLm. The top 6 teams survive and advance and are back in action on Friday night on the 15th of December in the winners bracket final, plus a pair of elimination games in the losers bracket. The playoffs are heating up here on SFL YouTube. We have a game update for the other game. Lexington leads San Jose 24-6. That was at the end of the third. But for Philadelphia, they will go on to play the Pittsburgh Riverhogs on the road, and they keep their dreams alive. As for Bossier, not to be. They were the 8th seed leading in tonight. They were up against the wall. The odds were not in their favor. They were valiant against this talented Philadelphia squad, but not to be. 512 total yards of offense for the Cougars. They absolutely suffocated the lack of depth that Bossier has on offense, and also those 270 yards on the ground were absolutely pivotal.
Yeah, talk about absolutely pivotal. Brendan Brennanstall absolutely took over this game, starting from that very first carry, which he broke off for a massive amount of yards. And he just stayed rumbling throughout the night here. Bossier City really did put up a great fight, but unfortunately, Brennanstall was able to really carry this Cougars team to a big victory here. And now looking forward, they get to go play Pittsburgh in an in-state rivalry. That game is going to be absolutely electric.
Absolutely. Final here from Philadelphia. The Cougars are going to advance to the next crop of games on the 15th. We'll be bringing you all of that action in just a few days. Quick fire games in the SFLm as we continue to get right into the thick of it. As for Bossier, their season is over, but they will be back in force next season, and we should see where all of the talent that they have on their roster goes in the forthcoming SFL rookie draft. We'll see you soon on Friday the 15th. And don't go anywhere, the tournament bracket will be released in the next hour. For Brandon Walters and Jacob Clear, we'll say goodnight to you, and we'll see you in a few days.